गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुसाक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. We are going to look at the second verse of the Sadhana Panchakam. First one went Vedo nityam adhiyatam tadudidam karma svanushthiyatam teneshasya vidhiyatam apachiti kamye matistyajyatam papauga paridhuyatam bhavasukhe दोषोऽनुसन्धीयताम् आत्मेच्छा व्यवसीयतां निजगृहात् तूर्णं विनिर्गम्यताम् सङ्गसत्सु विधीयतां भगवतो भक्तिर्दृढाधीयताम् शान्त्यादिपरिचीयतां दृढतरं कर्माशु सन्त्यज्यताम् सद्विद्वानुपसुप्यतां प्रतिदिनं तत्पादुकासेव्यतां ब्रह्मैकाक्षरमर्थ्यतां श्रुतिशिरो वाक्यं समाकर्ण्यताम्. Last week, yesterday, that we must regularly study the Vedas and based on the injunctions given in the scriptures, we must follow and do our karmas in life. Then tene shasya vidhiyatam apichiti, and when you are doing the karma as ordained by the scriptures, as instructed by the scriptures, don't do it with an egocentric disposition. Instead, offer the actions, offer the karma, do it as an offering to the Lord, not do it as an offering to the Lord. And then as a result of that, there will be purification. And how to bring that about? Kamye matis tyajyatam. From your mind, renounce all desires. Apaugha paridhuyatam bhavasukhe. And then it is told that wash away all the sins that are lurking within the subconscious, within your heart, and dosho anusandhiyatam, and come to this realization that seeking joy from this finite world is only going to bring you pain and misery and bondage, nothing else apart from that. Atmecha vyavasiyatam, and therefore it was, and having done this, only after doing these 3 lines, all these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, after 6 exercises, then alone, naturally, your mind, if not naturally, you will become available for Atmecha Vyavasiyatam. Means you will employ yourself to desire the self. And that the desire for the self, we may give it lip, that I want liberation, I want the self. But that quality of the earnestness with which everyone gets up in the morning, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and rush, finish everything, rush to catch the train, walk fast. Why? To go and work for a boss and earn a buck. With that vyavasaya, with that earnestness, when we seek the self, that earnestness will come only when the first 6 points are done in your life. Uh, Done in your life, you are not the doer, but you have to be aware. It's all happening already, but we have to be aware of that. And nija gruhat turnam vinirgamyatam, and run away, escape, transcend from the bondage of the home. And the home was the 5 sheets that we have considered as our own. Now, today is the second verse. Sangha satsu vidhiyatam. Seek companionship with the men of wisdom. Sangha. Okay, I'll just read first and then we'll explain. And be bhaktir drudhadhi adhiyatam. Be firmly established in the devotion to the Lord. Shantyadi parichiyatam. Cultivate the virtues like Shantyadi. Adi means etc. Shanti, peace, contentment. And then Drudhataram, cultivate them with conviction. Karmashu santyajyatam, or you can use Dridhataram both ways. And with conviction, Karmashu santyajyatam, meaning that all desire prompted activities must be firmly given up. Dridhataram, firmly given up. Sadvidwan anupasrupyatam pratidinam. Take, sorry, not pratidinam. Sadvidwan Vidwan upasrupyatam. I am speaking wrong. Tad vidwan upasrupyatam, meaning come at the feet of a perfect master, a realized master. And then what do? Pratidinam tat paduka sevyatam. Every day serve his sandals. Meaning what? What ideals he stands on. See? Every day the ideal is that I must realize, I must be in the space where he is. Brahmaikaksharam Shrutishera, Shruti, meaning worship. Brahmaikakshara. What is Brahmaikakshara? Brahmaika Akshara. What is that one syllable which represents Brahman, the infinite reality, the transcendental reality? Om. So here it is told that understand arthyatam. The scriptures have declared that Om is the representative of the divine, and therefore chant it, meditate upon it, understand what it means. The whole Mandukya Upanishad is about Om only. And the last one is Shruti Shiro Vakyam Sama Akarnyatam. Akarnyatam is to listen. Sama Akarnyatam means listen with equanimity, with a balanced mind, listen. Don't sway, don't oscillate in your mind. And then, how do we oscillate in our mind? Anyway, we'll come to that afterwards. So, listen in depth the declarations of the Upanishad. Shruti, when Adi Shankaracharya, Bhagwan Adi Shankaracharya says Shruti, he is not indicating the Karma Kand and the Upasana section. He is indicating the Upanishads. In fact, yes, the entire Vedas are Shruti. Shruti means that which are heard. that which were revealed, that which were uh, that which were revealed by the what do you call, revealed to the sages. Shruti also means listening, that which should be listened, not read. You are allowed to read only after listening. Never read first and then listen. Nowhere in our scripture, in Vedanta, nowhere it is written that Pathanam, Mananam and Nididhyasanam. It is written Shravanam. Shravanam means actively listen. Then reflect. While reflecting, you might have to refer, you might have to go back again. You know. Then what are you saying? Go into depth into it. Yes, when you are listening, sometimes the mind wavers, sometimes something is missed inadvertently. So any new text that you ever study in your life, never read. Always listen from a master and then indulge in it. Otherwise what happens is, we form our own idea and notions about what we have read. And that takes us mind in a different direction. What is the exact actual purport of each word given in Upanishads or in any other scriptures, that is lost when we go to a teacher after having read. Because then we are approaching the teacher, this is our habit, age-old habit, that we will assess the words of the teacher based upon what we have studied. Or what we have come to conclusions. They may be wrong conclusions. Then doubts come. So, the first one. Today's Sangha Satsu Vidhiyatam. Seek companionship with men of wisdom. Don't walk around. Why do we meet people other than who are men of wisdom? Because they also speak our language. Which language? Gossip language. Huh? This is what happens. And like attracts like. Satsangatve Nissangat, Adi Shankaracharya says in Bhaj Govindam, Satsangatve Nissangatvam Nissangatve Nirmohatvam Nirmohatve Nischalatatvam Nischalatatve Jivan Muktihi. Satsangatve Nirmohatvam. When we are in satsang, our delusions of the mind vanish or they are sorted out. Nirmohatve Nischalatatvam. If wrong understanding of the world, who we are, who God is, what is the relationship between me and God, what is the relationship between me and the world, what is the relationship between God and the world, and what is the relationship between God and me, and what is my sadhana. When all these questions are sorted out, delusions about them are taken out of our mind, mind becomes nischala, it becomes waveless, it becomes crystal clear. Nischala tattva. Satsangatve Nirmohatvam Nirmohatve Nischalatatvam Nischalatatve Jivan Muktihi. Is that right? Or did I miss someone?
Yeah, I think missed something.
So anyway, somewhere Nischalatatve only when we have a crystal clear mind, there alone Jivan Muktihi, realization is possible, abidance in the self is possible. So what is the first step? Satsangatve. Never try to remove your delusions by yourself. Can't. Allow the Lord to take it out. Allow yourself to contemplate on the self and let the grace remove the delusions, or allow the scriptures to do that job. Because we may very superficial delusions and many things, when We are in a satsang, many times we didn't even don't even realize, "Arey, that was my problem," or that I was thinking in that manner. See, it comes to the forefront because you are challenged to, again and again in satsang, you are challenged to take the position of the divine because that's what you are. Every day, every satsang, that alone will be impressed till you get frustrated. And the day you get frustrated, you will give up. The day you give up, there you are. But we don't give up because we are holding on, holding on, holding on. Mere being in the presence of great masters is good, but don't just stay there and uh, waste their time. Oh, uh, go around with Swamiji. Why? Oh, we get fantastic food wherever we go. Including the husbands of the house which I go to, or when Swamiji comes, we go for bhiksha. And now also I go for bhiksha many places. So wherever I go, Swamiji, please come every day. My wife never cooks so good food for me as much as she cooks for you. Every day I get a sandwich. When you come, oh, hot food in the afternoon also. No, that is not the purpose. Our being in the company of great masters, teachers, is an opportunity for us to continuously be uh, uh, to see what space are they functioning from. What is that poise which never gets disturbed under any circumstances? See, when I travel with Swamiji, 6 weeks I get, 5 weeks, 6 weeks every year. This is what I'm there to serve. Yes, no doubt. Everything gets worked out by God's grace. But when we go for walks, when we are sitting in the room, I don't have any questions. And if there is a question, usually it gets answered within the next few minutes or within the hour it gets answered. All I have to do is that doubt has to come in my mind, and when I'm in his presence, it gets answered. Or he will ask, what are you thinking? When he asks, then I say it. And sometimes he will say, one day, I've given this example many times, it makes the point. He and me, we are walking on the Mutton Bird Island in Coffs Harbour. We are climbing up. And at the back, the Pacific Ocean, beautiful waves just dashing against the hill and the rocks. And he was walking in front and I was walking behind him, just wherever he is keeping the step, because it's a very, very narrow path. Putting my step there, wherever he is putting. And I was thinking something. Suddenly he stopped. I dashed into him. He said, "Kya soch rahe ho? What are you thinking?" I said, "Swamiji, nothing. May nahi tell." So, no, I am cornered. I know I can't hide anything from him. Good or bad? I said, Swamiji, the thought that is coming in my mind is, when will that day come? Swamiji just picks up any verse from any scripture and just brings it out. I have also taken lectures, I have studied under you, but I can't remember any damn thing from the scriptures. No verse will come out of my mouth. I can talk about it, I know the principles, but the verses don't come out of my mouth. Kept walking. I know enough not to expect an answer there and then until unless he wants to answer. Then next day we were at the beach and we were walking. I was walking with him. I had pulled my lungi up. I was in the water. He was going with the family we were staying. Suddenly the family and their dog, they went away and he came from behind, put his hand on my shoulder. Mahatma ji, I was thinking about what you asked me yesterday, that, and in the night it clicked. I said, what, Swamiji? Just quietly. I tell you, it touches. He says, I was also thinking, when will that day come when I don't want to think like, even if I want to think, the thought should not come like Paramananda. Even if I want to think, in dream also he gives lectures only. And he says, my dream is I am giving lectures. Sometimes donkeys are sitting, sometimes monkeys are sitting. Sometimes I'm in a mental asylum and I'm giving lecture. And I'm telling them all the scriptures verses. He's thinking, when will that day come when I want to think, but the thought must not come? When will I become, when it will happen naturally like it is happening to Paramananda? See, he did not say it is good or bad. We always want what the other has. The grass is greener on the other side of the fence. I was thinking this way, but see how that obsession which was in my mind in that one moment, how he made me transcend that. See? That is the beauty of being in the company of masters. It is resolved once and for all. Instead, what is there now? Devotion, love. See? Otherwise, another master you go, another person you go. No, you have to by heart. You have to, work hard at it. You have to. If you can't remember, you are gone. You are nothing. Nothing like that. You have to, the goal is we have to become comfortable with ourselves as we are. We can't become what another is. And how do you become, and how do you inculcate the qualities of another person? By love and surrender. How do these young kids do moonwalking like Michael Jackson? They are totally surrendered to that style. Or someone whose whole life, he's forgotten his life. He's singing, what is that old fellow, young, that one of the young, guitarists, and he used to sing also. With the hat and always cowboy jacket on him, and American fellow. He's very famous, I can't remember.
Elvis Presley.
Elvis Presley. Whole life they are living and dressed and talking and behaving like so no identity of their own. It must have taken a great amount of surrender to that person and what he stands for, isn't it? To behave like that, to talk like that, and not allow even an iota of their own personality to express through. What is the great master standing on? What is the ideal that he is representing? What are the qualities that he has? That he is ever in poise, undisturbed, ever established in truth. And if we are available to the teacher, to the master, then that will start percolating into us. It's not that he can give, but we start accessing the space, because space is the same. You came here, you are accessing the same space where I live. You are accessing the same space where the satsang is going on. So, where is the master standing or sitting or being? In that infinite conscious space, isn't it? And we are available. When we are available, we become available to that in ourselves, to that infinite conscious space. See how beautiful it is. Sangha satsu vidhiyatam bhagavato bhaktir dhrudhadhiyatam. See, in this world, masters are many. Realized masters are few. Just because they speak, just because they are able to eloquently express the ideas, just because they are having hundreds and hundreds of thousands of followers is not equal to realized master. These all this data has got nothing to do with a realized master. A realized master is he who is ever established in his own being. That's all. Don't judge a master. Oh, we are from a sannyas lineage. And why is Raman Maharishi, after taking sannyas, why is he making the mother to come in the house? Huh? I don't think he's a sannyasi. Who are you to judge? See? But these type of comments come because their attention is not on the truth. Their attention is not on the truth. That is why purification is required. They're not available to him. They're not available to Arunachala. That's why all unwanted things they are commenting on and what he is established in, that is being missed when they go there. So, and can we find out that this is a realized perfect master? As an individual, you can never come to know. It is only faith, reverence, surrender. Even if you surrender to a crook, you will learn the right things from them because you are in the right frame of mind. You will learn from him, and then he will get dropped. So whenever, if someone tells me, Swami, this is my guru, this is a great, you touch their feet. Oh, why you are touching his feet? Because you told me he is your guru. Guru is guru for everyone. No, but Swamiji, you are a sannyasi, he is a grahastha, he is from a family. How does it matter? How does it matter? In the Bhagavad class sometimes I tease them, when I am having class. After every class they touch my feet. One day I got up and I touched all their feet. No, Swamiji, papam, I will get, don't, it is pap means demerit point. I'm collecting demerit point if you do that to us. Where we are stuck, Once on Guru Purnima day, everyone was sitting in one of the halls we had hired. And after puja, I said, everyone sit wherever you are. Everyone comes here, I will come and give you prasad. So I went around, I touched everyone's feet and put prasad in their mouth. Oh no, Swami. See, that time it's a learning for me. What disposition are they in at that time? They are feeling guilty, they are feeling bad that Swamiji is coming and touching. But if everything is that reality, why not? See? So, here it is told that whenever we are, So, uh, the wise men are rare, and whenever through word of mouth or through your own, uh, you feel at peace within yourself when you are in their presence, one must seek company of these masters again and again and again. Be in their vicinity, ask questions, watch the space from which they are functioning, and so on and so forth. And who are these fellows? They were also born like us. They also had parents, and while living in this world, they have transcended the world. While living in this bondage of the body, they have transcended the body. They are living examples. And so, which means that it is possible. It is possible. And it gives great inspiration to us if our bent is towards that. That even he also was born from a womb, he also had a body, he also was ignorant. Now he is a perfected man. Why is it not possible for me? It is possible. Be established in the firm devotion to the Lord. Second one, Bhagavataha bhaktir dridha adhiyatam. Bhakti, devotion, dridha, firm, unshakable. Have such unshakable devotion to the Lord. That infinite reality, it expresses as this divine. And that divine manifestation is Krishna, Rama, Govinda, Buddha, Jesus, whoever, Either you can take it as them, or the idea, or I shouldn't say the idea. In the Yoga Vashishta, it is taken as an idea only, because Ishvara is the consciousness expressing through total mind is called Ishvara. Total mind, not this mind. Individual mind is Jiva. Total mind is Ishvara. And therefore, he is the master of the total, Prakriti, Maya, and we are servants of or not even servants, we are slaves of this Maya, which is expressing at individual level as mind. The same mind at the total level is called Maya. Because Ishvara cannot have mind. Ishvara, he is all that there is. Mind comes into being only when, I told you last week, when does mind come into being? Only when there is a sense of otherness. But Ishvara cannot have sense of otherness. Everything is he alone. See? So no mind. So that divine, that Lord, who knows he is Brahman, yet he is, with respect to Maya, he is called as Ishvara. Then what is, we can go in another text into the details of what is Maya and all that. So here important point is that our love, our surrender, our dedication, our commitment should be there for the Lord. And when we are in love with the Lord, it is called devotion. When we are in love with the world, it expresses as a desire. Then it is not, then it is infatuation. Love for the world is called infatuation. Love for the Lord is called devotion. And in this way, only when our love is for the Lord, that integration within our personality will come about. The body, the breath, the mind, the intellect, all of them will start functioning in sync with each other by the grace of the divine. But when our love is for the world, the whole sinking goes haywire. Whole thinking. Oh, I did not get enough sleep. Oh, how I am going to eat my food tomorrow? Nobody called me for bhiksha today. Now what will happen? People don't take care of me. I have dedicated my life for sanya, for everyone, and for the truth, and they don't even call me for one meal. See how the moment you think of the world, automatically, oh, okay, do I have any money? Should I watch movie or should I eat a samosa? See? Huh? We get scattered when we are thinking of the world. We get scattered because multiplicity. But when when all our energies and with faith and with deep love from your heart, you are calling out to the Lord, thinking of the Lord, contemplating on the Lord, remembering Him. Automatically, the who does the Lord represent? The oneness. Who is the Lord? The master of Prakriti, matter. So, whatever your ideal is, automatically that type of quality starts getting inculcated in you. This is common. You can observe everywhere. Ramakrishna Paramhams, he wanted to experience the devotion of Radha. So he started thinking of Radha, 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 Radha. He got obsessed with Radha. He started developing breasts. They had to stop him. Then he started thinking of Hanumanji. He started developing a tail. This is all recorded in his biography. So you get obsessed. As I am getting old, I think I am getting dementia. You will get it. You will get it. I guarantee. Instead of thinking I am getting dementia, you should saturate your mind with the divine by thinking about Him. See? So in this way, so what did we say? That the mind gets scattered, mind gets agitated, mind gets frustrated, because by the time you hold the thing of the world, it has already slipped out of your fingers. And as a result, the personality breaks up. Identity crisis. It's not happening to you all, but we see people going to depression, people living in stress. What is that? That is the integration gone haywire. That is called the identity crisis, where you do not know who you are. You do not know what your purpose in life is. You don't know. You start feeling the inferiority or superiority complex. You feel nobody loves you and I love everyone. You start feeling that because I am going to some satsangs, I am better than others. All sorts of viruses start entering into your head. And eventually it breaks you up. You are good for nothing. Both ways. When you devotee also, you are good for nothing. But at least there your mind is good for nothing, but you connect with the divine theme. But here in the world, we become good for nothing because we have come to this conclusion that we are the mind, and that mind is getting infatuated and attached by the world, and eventually breaks up our personality. So live an optionless life. If at all option has to be exercised, exercise the option of the divine. One divine theme. this way. Uh, and wherever, whatever you think of, whatever you are in love with, automatically all your activities, all your thoughts are dictated by uh, that love. So if our love is for the world, then all our thoughts, convictions, decisions, and as a resulting activity will be to gain something, run away something, likes, dislikes, I want this, more and more and more. But when it is for the Lord, yes, initially the activity will be there. You will want to go to satsang, you will want to sit with the name of the Lord on your lips. This is activity only. But what is this activity? This activity will eventually make you get established in that which you are seeking. And how does that happen? Activity does not make that happen. Activity brings, when activity is done with love for the Lord, the activity becomes secondary, Lord becomes primary. Purification comes about. Then Nishchala Tattvam will come. Nishchala Tattvam, crystal clear mind, waveless mind. Only in a waveless waters the sun or the moon can reflect completely. But if there are waves, you cannot see the reflection. What will we see? When there are many waves on the water, have you ever been in the night to the St. Kilda beach? If the moon is there, you will see multiple sparks. That means the moon is reflecting on just a spark on every wave. It's beautiful, but you can't see the entire orb of the moon. You can't put it together. Even if you try to put it together, very difficult. You can't collect all the waves and say, I'm going to make a full moon, I'm going to see it. You can't. That's what we are trying with our thoughts. And right now we are trying that with the scriptures. Scriptures are also thoughts. And therefore scriptures say again and again and again, eventually you have to give up, so don't get attached to us. We are only indicating you what the truth is. We are not the truth. So this must be very, very clear. Scriptures are not the truth. But while living in this relative world, mind is there. What can you do? It is there. It's a phenomena. And it loves thinking. It loves indulging. So what do you indulge in? These thoughts. When your mind has been reformatted and only program coming out like our Swamiji, only the scriptures keep coming out. Then it is a worthy mind. Then it is a worthy mind. But one must not. So, a Shastri, a Pandit, they have also studied the scriptures. They know Bhagavad Gita, Ramayana, Bhagavatam, all texts of Upanishads. You say and they vomit it out. But what is that Upanishad talking about? What is it indicating? Sir, please tell us. You go somewhere else. It's not available in this shop. Why? They have never contemplated on it. They only became great intellectuals without coming to know the essence of the scriptures. Who are great masters? They are the ones who are established in what the scriptures are indicating. And in this way, when we chant the name of the Lord, when we surrender ourselves to the Lord, when we are in love with the Lord, then automatically we will chant His name, we will remember Him, and chanting His name begins from Vaikhari, gross chanting, to subtle chanting called Madhyama, to causal chanting, where chanting is not going on, everything in it is in its unmanifest state called Pashyanti, And from Pashyanti, it goes back to the divine, the Para. Para is the transcendent speech. And this way, remembering the Lord, it's not, the tape recorder is also going Om, 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 whole day it is going on. Many ashrams you see in houses also easy. Headache, it gives headache after some time. But listening to Om, nothing is going to happen. You have to chant. It has to purify you. It has to take over your mind. So in this manner, by the grace of the Lord, we get the strength. We get Atma Bala. Atma Bala, when we start seeing that everything in this creation is His. He is the master of the creation. And when we say, let thy will be done, surrender means whatever is His will, that we accept. Then there is no comment that why you are giving me difficulties and why you got me married or why you made me a sannyasi, why I am not in an ashram and living in at home. Huh? Nothing like that. These thoughts get out of your mind because you absolutely 100% accept His will as the final. And how is His will expressing? Every moment it is expressing. Every moment He is expressing in whatever situation that life is presenting you. And this gives us a great strength that till now He created the creation, He maintains the creation, and when He decides, He will take away the creation also. So He brought me about, He is maintaining me, He will take me away one day, take this body one day. Then why am I struggling? Why am I frustrated? Why am I agitated? Then such questions come. Swamiji, you are saying all the mantras, I can't say. Why? Comparison is coming. Whether they come, reality is not dependent on chanting the mantras or not chanting the mantras. Reality is not dependent on scriptures. Reality is not dependent on anything. It is self-existing. And that you are. See? That you are. This confidence, this strength to see everything in this light, that everything is already taken care of. All I have to do is be available to Him. That's all. This confidence does not come by having love for the world. It comes by having love for the Lord. Because of the integration of our personality. All the thoughts are directed. A single thread I take and I want to lift maybe something, maybe a big bar of metal, and I want to put one thread and I am pulling. Immediately it will break. But if I put many threads together, it is called a rope. Thread or sutli bolte na, jute. But now many threads together, it is a rope. It can lift that heavy weight. Same way, with many thoughts in our mind going 100 different directions, we are identity crisis. When all thoughts are focused on one, the divine, strength comes. In the rope, strength came, no? Exactly that way. In our mind also, how it comes, don't worry about it. Has it come or not? No. You continue unabatedly with your love, surrender, devotion to the Lord. Because in the relative world, He is the ultimate, isn't it? And see how the strength in your mind to face anything in this world, it just gets invoked. This comes only by surrender, by devotion to the Lord. Then we don't become a complaint box because there is nothing to complain. Then everything is His will. That's it. Story over. Full stop. And 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 then we are, before we are, how you say, with love expressing our complaints about life. Now with anticipation how he is going to express in my life the next moment. That becomes the game. It's a game because it is his leela, isn't it? When you get, you are understanding, but when you click into it, फिर मस्ती आ जाती है. Masti, there's no word, English word for masti. You become carefree. You become carefree. That's the closest word to it. But carefree, not out of laziness. You're dynamic. Carefree with joy. Because you know, you have this deep conviction. You have this knowingness that everything is taken care of. Worst, what will happen? Worst, what will happen? Death will come for this body. Am I afraid of that? When I went to Switzerland to study, I had earned some money in Middle East, and taking that money, I said, okay, now I'm going to study what I want to study and no work. I'm only going to enjoy studying. But life has different plans, you know. I reached Switzerland and I went to the town, took my bag, straight away went to the university, met the director. The first thing he says, the fees has increased. 5,700 to 7,300. That's for first semester and second semester. Third and fourth semester, 13,600. Oh my God. I was reeling. Where will I bring all this money? I had left everything because thinking that I have the money for the 3 semesters or 4 semesters to complete the course. Then, anyway, then second bomb. The room, he had written me a letter, the room will be available for around 270 to 300 Swiss francs per month. He gave me a room of 580 Swiss francs, that also not single but sharing. Third bomb, within 4 days. Within 4 days, third bomb. The pound, I had put all the money in London in pounds, and the pound lost its value. My 20,000 US dollars, which I had earned, became only, after paying the first semester, which I had already paid, all I had left was 4,500 Swiss francs. I was back to square one. I went into my room. I cried and cried and cried and cried. Crisis. Crisis. What to do? And then, after 2 days of enough crying, and then the body started aching, lying down in the bed. How much will you lie down? I didn't want to face the world. I didn't want to go out of my room. I didn't take shower. I didn't wash my clothes. I didn't brush my teeth. Nothing. I just like a zombie. I was there. I didn't know what to do. I'm in a city where they speak only German. I don't know German. Nobody speaks English because I have not gone out. Know what to do. Then I took pen and paper, started calculating how much money do I have this money. I think it was 5.5 or 6 grand that was left. Next semester, I don't even have money for the next semester. Half the money will go only in the 6 months rent, 580. I didn't eat for 3-4 days. Why? Not 3-4. For the 2-3 months I did not eat food. All I used to eat was 1 croissant and 1 hot chocolate morning, and 1 croissant and 1 hot chocolate in the evening. And I used to eat air. That's how I filled up my stomach. read it in some Amar Chitra Katha. And sadhana began. Because of this eating air, sadhana began. So in those 3-4 days, after I had cried enough and I couldn't cry anymore, tears will not come. Then what to do? I said, okay, I can manage till next semester, half of the next semester. If I find, somehow, if I get a job here or something. But after that, I can't. So if I pay my rent, these 3-4 months are over, and then I got enough money, and I'll say I'll pay it in installments. By that, hopefully, I'll get a job. But if I don't get a job, then what will happen? I can still finish the semester, or the tenant will throw me out of the room, or they will throw me out of the university. But normally universities don't do that. Then what will they do? They'll tell Indian embassy that this fellow is not paying and it is not our responsibility. This is all ideas coming, huh? And then Indian embassy will buy me a ticket and send me back to India. Oh, free, I will go back to India. The moment this conclusion I read, oh, I was so happy that I will get a free ticket back to India. Worst case scenario. Worst case scenario. And my parents are in Australia, so they will send a ticket and I'll go to Australia. Oh, everything is taken care of. No problem. Now, that is the worst case scenario. Now what we can do in between so that this scenario does not manifest itself. Huh? The moment I thought this, immediately a great inspiration. Take shower, wash clothes, brush teeth, shave, everything. And I was thinking, now what to do? Now I must fill up my stomach. You know, Yoga Vasishtha Maharaj did the same thing to Ramchandra ji. So get ready to eat. So I was sitting there and just getting up to go out of my room. Someone threw a stone on my window. Crack. Looked out. 4 Indians. And from there he is shouting, hey, you want to work? You want to work? I said, Neki or Pushpur, is this a question? Yes, of course. Bring a bottle of scotch. So I had to treat them with alcohol so that next day I could get a job. It's for party time. For them it is. See? But from next day onwards, never look back. He takes care. He takes care. And this is just one big example I'm giving. But you look at so many incidents in your life, how the teacher comes into your life. It is not your job to find a teacher. I never went and searched search means I became available, but I never decided that this is my teacher or this is my teacher or this is my teacher. Never. All I did was incessantly I was chanting the name of the Lord, being available to Him and having complete trust that He will bring the right teacher for me who does not allow me to get caught up in anything. Not in a sampradaya, not in a institution. No, I wanted a teacher who only tells me the truth as it is, in all its facets, if there are any facets. Huh? And who is it? When you start thinking, is this the right teacher? Is this the right teacher? Is this the right teacher? It is the Lord Himself who is manifesting as the Guru in your life. See? And if you decide, and many people have told me, Swami, I have taken initiation. I said, initiation He gave or you took? Oh, we decided that He is our teacher. I said, okay, suffer. Because when you decide, what is your mind? Corrupted. With that corrupted mind, you are making a decision. With that multi-pointed mind, you are making that decision. You are not allowing the divine will to manifest in your life. See? And when I met Swamiji first time, it was not a love at first sight. Who's this arrogant fellow? It felt like that the first time I met him. And there are many teacher is established in the truth, student is coming from ignorance. See? So he is trying, testing. Many, tell you, many stories have happened. See? So never ever make a decision of this is my teacher. Allow the Lord to manifest as the teacher in your life. And many times, different teachers will come in your life at different stages of your life to give you that impetus, to give you that knowledge so that you move ahead. Because eventually the Sadguru is not other than the self. Isn't it? So who is that teacher who invokes this Sadguru within you? Not makes you devoted to him. That is your greatness if you become devoted to a teacher. Because he is giving you everything, then automatically the seva, veva, everything begins. But we must not go with the arrogance that I took initiation from this person, I studied under this person, he is my guru. Who are you to say that? Has he accepted you as disciple? Ramana Maharshi never said anyone is my disciple. Swamiji, our Swamiji also says the same thing. We say we are his disciple. Who told you? Who gave you the certificate? He says all are my friends. Nobody is my disciple and nobody is my devotee. Yet that bhav sometimes comes, Third, cultivate virtues such as Shanti and so on. They will automatically come. If you are established in love of the Lord, for the Lord, all these quality of Shama, Dama, Uparama, Shanti, Titiksha, forbearance, all these will, contentment, all these will automatically start percolating inside of you. Like the coffee percolate, start boiling. Instead of all the negative ones, because who is your goal? Who is perfect? Who is your goal? Who is all that there is? The God, the Lord. Who is your goal? Who is the creator of this whole creation? Maintainer and destroyer. That is your goal. That is, towards him your devotion is. Then automatically all the ideals, see in the previous one, a flag is there. Is flag a country? But it represents the country, isn't it? Just like that. When we look at Lord Shiva, is he Lord Shiva? But he represents Lord Shiva. And he is Lord Shiva. See? So don't go thinking wrongly that I am a Vedanti, I don't believe in Lord. Nothing like that. I don't believe in karma. Karma you have to do as long as the body is there, you have to do work. As long as the mind is there, rather than being in love with the world, we are just telling you be in love with the Lord. That is also part of the world only. But what is it representing? It's representing the infinite. It's representing the great subtle ideals which make a man into a divine man, isn't it? But when you think, apply that love to the world, it breaks you. It makes you from a man, it takes you down to become an animal man. See? So you want to go downwards to become an animal? Road rage. Barking at everyone all the time rather than talking. Or you want to be the divine man? Because our next evolution is only divine. It cannot be. We have already passed the animal, but maybe we have not forgotten. we have not forgotten that we have already transcended the animal, you know, in the evolution theory. Our next evolution is divine. So if we have to think, let's think of the Lord. And this way, so these various exercises of whatever works for you, pranayam, pratyahar, shama, dama, uparama, titiksha, dharana, dhyan, samadhan, yeah, brahmacharya, asteya, all these different qualities are there. In yoga it is given the first two stages itself are 10 qualities. Without practicing those 10 qualities, I told you last week, people are going straight to the third one called asana and fourth one pranayam. Nothing is going to happen. It will be a frustrated existence. It will be a matter oriented sadhana. It cannot be any other way. And therefore, control the sense organs, control the mind. Controlling the mind brings about shanti. Controlling the senses, it brings about dhanti. Shama dama. Shama is when the mind of its own accord, not leaking out of the senses to get involved in the world. That is shama. Dama is when senses are not, they are open, but they are not interested in anything. That is dama. That they are not seeking. No. Eventually it is the mind which is seeking. But if you are living at the sensory level, then, oh, this cloth is very nice. Oh, why this is hard and this should be soft. Everything you will keep, I like this at the sensory level. See, there are two ways. Either the desires are erupting inside and that mind is leaking out of the senses to get those desires fulfilled by involving in the world. That is one way, because subconscious impressions are there, isn't it? And the other one is that when your eyes are open, senses are open, something, you are absolutely fine, but suddenly you see something on the TV, I think I should buy that. Where did that come from? Isn't it? So the sensory objects enter through your senses and create go into your mind and invoke a desire. So both ways it is going on. So shama is not coming to a point where the mind is not leaking out, and dama is where the world is not entering in. This is pratyahar stage. This is pratyahar stage. Then shanti is possible, may be possible to such a person. What is that?
I said Dharana.
Pratyahar.
Yeah.
Then comes dharana, dhyan, samadhi. So pratyahar is this stage. It is potent with possibilities. And what is that possibility? Either you go towards dharana, dhyan, samadhi, or if that direction is not given to the mind, it will go back to the world. And it will go with a vengeance into the world. And what will it get involved in the world with? Either the first desire that comes out of that quiet mind, or the first stimuli that comes and disturbs it. It gets caught up in that. So, scripture suggests that cultivate all these good qualities, bring yourself and do whatever it takes to make these. Bang your head against the wall for 2-3 minutes, mind will be quiet. It will be focused on pain. After it's focused, take it to the Lord. I'm joking, okay, don't do that. So try pranayam, try chanting loudly, go and sit in front of an idol, go for pilgrimage, or go and sit in a temple, or find one place in your house, light a lamp and sit. whatever works for you. But initially, which pranayam, should I do this pranayam, that pranayam? Find out which works for you. But if it is creating agitation, then stop. It must bring calm and peace. All this should be done, all these cultivation of qualities and bringing the peace of mind, it should be done as a dedication or an offering to the Lord. Don't do it as an ego trip that I am going to control my mind. No. That is also okay. If you don't believe in God, you do it. No problem. Some sense of calm will come. And in this way, cultivating these qualities of patience, forbearance, etc., contentment, etc., automatically the mind becomes calm, and the calmer the mind, see, this is one very wonderful thing about our mind. Purer the mind equal to calm mind. Calm mind is equal to expanded mind. Expanded mind is equal to concentrated mind. Focused mind is equal to intelligent mind, is equal to brilliant mind. So, the more agitation, you move away from all these good qualities. The more we expose it to calmness, automatically the brilliance comes out. The lesser are the waves on the ocean, automatically nothing has to be done. The brilliance of the moon, automatically the orb with all its qualities becomes available to us, isn't it? Same thing is with our mind. Calm it, calm it. And in this way, avoid all desire-ridden actions. Here this was told in the karmashu santyajyatam. This I talked about yesterday, I don't have to repeat it, that do not get involved in desire prompted activities. They should be duty oriented activities. They should be divine prompted activities, not desire prompted activities. Desire is always for the world. That desire for the Lord, oh, but that is also, no, it is not desire, it is called devotion. Desire is for something other than us in the world. And when that same desire is directed towards the transcendental principle, it becomes devotion. Sadvidvan upasrupyatam pratidinam. Then the next one is surrender to a perfect master. This also I have talked about already. Sadvidvan. Sat Vidwan. Who is Vidwan? That intelligent person who is established in Sat. That's Sad Vidwan. Upasupyadam means seek his company, serve him, stay with him, interact with him. When? Pratidinam. Every day. Every day. Only when you are close to a heater, you will feel the heat. Isn't it? But you stay away from the heater. Will you feel the heat? It will not come. And you will shiver. Then the cold takes over. Then you will feel the cold and shiver. So if you are not in the company of great masters, if you are not with them, then you are with the world or you are with other people. Then what they are thinking, what their standpoint of life is, that will start influencing you, because you are exposed to that more and more and more. But when we are exposed to satsang or such masters more and more and more, automatically what they stand, what their take on life is, what their angle of interaction with the life is, you are observing. You are not going there out of love. Devotion is good, but your senses are open, your mind is functional, you are seeing how they live their life, how they are smoothly gliding through every situation that life is presenting them, without wanting, without desiring, ever in communion with the divine. Sadvidwan. With such people, one must, with such perfect master, one must spend more and more time. And then do what? Some people want to wash their clothes, some people want to clean the ashram. It's okay. That also is the way. But go there. When you have a company of a master, take the opportunity and study with them. They are waiting for the right vessel to pour the knowledge. They are waiting to pour. Not like someone comes, asks, Swamiji, can you tell me the subtle meaning of Ram, Lakshman, Sita, Hanuman? And you start explaining. And ping. I'm listening. See? Not available. You have made yourself available to a teacher, isn't it? You only told me that Ramana Maharshi never taught everyone by being in his presence became available to themselves, isn't it? This is what scriptures do. You be available to them. This is what realized masters do. You be available to them with the qualities that are told, with devotion. Because they're, see, if I am available to the example I was taking was heat. If I am available to heat and I am feeling cold, isn't it? The closer I go to the heat, my cold will go away. Did I do anything? No, I just became available to the heat. So if world is persecuting me, if I feel I am in bondage, if I feel that, I don't I need to seek out a teacher, or I want to be in the presence of a teacher, master. And why I want to be in the presence of the master? Because first, to be in the presence of the master, the greatness of being in the presence of a master and studying with him, that greatness must be in your intellect. You must be convinced of that first. Majority of the people, why they are, even if the teachers are there, why they are not going? Because the world is great, the world is real, the world is important, the world can satisfy all my desires. This greatness for the world is established in their mind, therefore they keep interacting in the world without assessing, is it really giving them what they want? When this greatness is replaced by greatness and importance and reverence, to be to be with the scriptures, to be with the masters, to be with the Lord, then shift will come. But that movement towards these will happen only, a movement towards these is directly proportional to the greatness that you have in your mind, in your conviction for the scriptures. So if I have greatness, I feel that scriptures are the ultimate. This is the way I want to program my mind. Until this greatness for the scriptures is not established in my bosom, I will not pursue the scriptures. Until unless Lord alone can purify, this is not deeply ingrained in my intellect, then I will not take the name of the Lord. See? Oh, I don't like giving my power away to anyone. I will not study from anyone. Many people say that, isn't it? So they want to study themselves. So that means they are rewriting what the scriptures are saying. They are saying Shravanam Mananam Nididhyasanam. But here they are saying Patanam. Why? I don't want to give my power away. Now, who can remove this corruption from the mind? Can that person ever be able to remove this corruption by himself? Not possible. Not possible. See? So, only when we, yes, and no doubt that when we start coming to a satsang or with a mass, initially we come with ignorance, we come with doubt. But the more you expose, things will start changing. And then he says, surrender to a perfect master. There must be one altar in our life where we pour ourselves out. Whether it is a master, living person, whether it is your father, mother, brother, sister, whether it is a statue, whether it is you, your own private moment, get up in the morning, look at the sky, and pour yourself out to him. But some altar should be there, whom you trust implicitly, whom you have faith in implicitly, to whom, from whom nothing is hidden. Some place is required. Why there is so much chaos in the world going on, road rage going on? Because all broken families, there is no place called home, there is no one to whom they can go and pour their heart out. No one. And then that frustration comes out on the road, that frustration comes out in domestic violence, that frustration comes out at office with the employees. See? That frustration is the only reason for that frustration is you have not got an avenue where you are able to pour it out. A devotee pours it out to the Lord. When you are in the presence of the scriptures absorb, unknowingly they absorb everything and reformat. This is at one level. Really speaking, if I reformat a hard disk, where has the data gone? Where has it gone?
The disc.
What? Somebody, you open the disk, nothing is there.
Well, it never was there.
It was never there. So you think you have programmed into nothing, and then you reformat whatever you are reformatted. So where the disk doesn't become heavy because I have put so many files in it. So where is it? It's existing in its own absence. But this idea is because it is useful. This life is useful, this body is useful. And what is the formatting? The thoughts are useful. We make them useful. That, oh, what will happen to memories? What will happen to all the data that you had if it was not functioning properly? Or then reformatting was the only way. If your life is not functioning properly, reformat. That's all.
Secret.
It is. But don't get caught up in reformatting. You are reformatting the mind. Because right now, you are not, even though you are established in truth, you are the truth, you are not recognizing it. And for that recognition, this reformatting is a must. Without that reformation, if you want to use the word, without that reformation of the mind, the vision will not be available of that everything is perfect. Nothing is lacking in this world. Economy is, definition of economy is distribution of scarce resources. Isn't it? We don't accept that. There is abundance in this creation. you have to be, you have to tap into it. There is enough. It is all complete. Purnamada Purnamidam. Purnat Purnamudachyate. Everything is complete, whole. There is no lack. Click into it. Daily serve his sandals, pratidinam tat paduka sevyatam. Every day, sandals represent. One day I went to Swamiji's ashram, where he was taking the course, and I entered his room. And I was in my own early morning, after meditation, went into his, hunger was disturbing. He said, Mahatmaji, come here. I said, yes, Swamiji. ये देखो जरा पादुका पहन के देखो तुम्हारे को फिट आती है क्या? He's saying, these are the sandals. Wear it and see if it fits you. And like a fool, I went and stood on the sandal. Take it. That time I said, Swamiji, I wear shoes, I don't wear sandals, But they look fit, they look nice. But I'm not used to walking. He says, So you want it or not? I said, Swamiji, I'll take it. And after I brought it, then it dawned. Swamiji gave me his sandals. Guru Paduka Stotra. They're beautiful. And then that was a grace. But I don't do puja. So then this point, what we are telling, serve the sandals, means serve the ideals on which the master stands. What is his purpose of life? Look at his life. At this age, he is doing what he is doing. Never gets caught up in, doesn't want to do good to the society, doesn't want to do bad to the society. He says, whatever Lord wants. And what does Lord want? That gets revealed to me on a daily basis. Yes, there is a plan for the whole year, no doubt. But how is it going to unfold? I don't know. Continuously teaching, sharing the knowledge, sharing the joy of his presence. You see? So all those ideals, when you pray, there is a story in Mahabharata. When the 5 Pandavas and 100 Kauravas, they went to Dronacharya to study, there was one tribal boy, prince. He comes to study. And Dronacharya says, you are a tribal, I only teach princes. But he was also prince, but tribal prince. He goes away. Doesn't take offense. Goes to the forest, makes a statue of Dronacharya, the teacher, and becomes a greater archer than Arjuna. So, what does that teach us? That these Kauravas and Pandavas, they were in front of the teacher and still took them, and they were learning from the words of the teacher. Whereas this fellow, merely with great devotion, he used to pray to serve that statue, light the lamp, look at him, focused, and practices, do the practices, and became a greater archer than Arjuna. See? So where is the Guru now? How do we serve the Guru? Did he serve the Guru physically? No. He was totally devoted to the perfection that his teacher is, and invoked that out of. And where is that perfection? Is it in the statue or is it in his mind? See. So only devotion, surrender can invoke this greatness out of us. And this way, the last one, worship, not the last one, quickly we'll do it. Brahmaikakshara martyadam. and chant Om, worship Om every day, because it represents the reality. If you don't want to get caught up in forms and different names, and you chant Om Namah Shivaya, suddenly Narayana says, hey, what about me? Om Namo Narayana. Then Goddess says, hey, you're forgetting me. Om Durgaya Namaha. And then after Swamiji, what do we do? My mind chant this also, then this, then this. What do we do? Chant Om. Easy. That Om is expressing as all the gods. That Om is expressing as all the alphabets which have come together called Durga, D-U-R-G-A. Where have the words D-U-R-G-A come from? They come from Om. Om itself becomes, when it expands, it becomes the vowels, it becomes the consonants. Consonants combine with the vowels, and then the language comes about. And that because of that language, we have got a Shiva. So, what did Jesus say? First came the word, isn't it? That first word is this unstruck word called Om. It is the natural sound of the creation. Unstruck, it's continuously. Close your ears, you will hear it. That's the sound of the creation. See? So, you want to click into the reality, chant Om. Feel the vibration. That is what they do, the chanting, and feel the Kundalini rising, isn't it? In Kriya Yoga, also the same thing. In Kundalini Yoga, also the same thing. In most of the Upanishads, either it begins with now, Atha, or Om. Om Purnamada, Om Satchidananda Rupaya, Om everything. Om na tatra suryo bhati na chandra tarakam. Om Sahana Bhavatu. Om Tachayyoravrinemahe. Om Sahasrashirsha Purushaha. All the words come out of Om. The whole creation has come out. It's a manifestation of that Om. Om is a syllable. It is the root of the entire creation. But don't get lost in it. Understand that it represents the reality. It has the power to take you to shoot you to the reality. Just like I gave this example last week, going into an orbit out in the Earth's atmosphere, or go beyond the Earth's atmosphere, gravitational pull, you need fuel. Why I have to take fuel if I have to dump it on the way anyway and burn it away? Why do I need it? Because without it you will not be able to go past the gravitational pull of the earth. So my God, I have to carry so many tons of liquid fuel and then burn it and then throw away. Why do I have to carry all this weight to climb into the orbit? Why can't I start light in the beginning itself? It's not possible. You have to do the hard yaka. Only to drop it. So we are giving up the load of the thoughts, load of the world. We are holding on to the load of Om, till we realize this Om is the one which is going to, and we will do it only when we have faith that this Om is able to shoot us out of the gravity of this body identification. It has the power. So, chant it, contemplate upon it. Arthyatam, it is written, Arthyatam. Contemplate on its meaning. Contemplate what it represents. Om, Ma. Is the waking state. U is the dream state. Is the deep sleep state. And then if you have seen Om, it has got a half moon with a dot. That is the state beyond these three states, which is the Turiya state. You start chanting, forget Uma, you will become the master of the waking world. Everything is available at your fingertips if you mature it in you. But if your attention is on the divine, You chant Om, you keep chanting Om, Om, Om. Initially it is Vaikhari. Remember I told you before, Vaikhari Madhyama Pashyanti Para. If Vaikhari matures, you have transcended waking state. Nothing in this waking state will disturb you. Then automatically the sound which you are saying Om, 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 it will slow down and it will just come from here. So has stopped, only is coming. Waking is not required because you are transcended it. It's not disturbing you anymore. But till it is disturbing you, you must chant loudly. Then when it comes here, then dream state is, when this matures, then dream state, you transcend the dream state. When it matures, from here, as it is maturing, and the next stage for it to go is the Pashyanti, the deep sleep state. While it is between these two, the Ajapa Jap Sthiti comes. Without your will, the Om is going on in your mind. Incessantly, you can't even sleep. That happens for some time. If your attention is on Om and not on what it is indicating. If your attention is on what it is indicating, then it will migrate from, after having purified the waking, purified the dream, it will go to the next stage. And that is Pashyanti, where Om is there, but it is not manifesting. It is not manifesting as a sound. It is pregnant. The mind is pregnant with Om. But the urge to chant it out and disturb the silence is not there. Deep sleep state is transcended. If you remain aware, undisturbed, in the poise, then when it is required, it will go to the para, merge with the divine. Because your attention is what it's indicating, isn't it? What is it indicating? The divine thing. Where is the divine? You are the divine. You are the divine. So in that silence, you are present. In that silence, in your presence, that silence is expressing. In your presence, that Vaikhari or Madhya was expressing. So you have consciously taking the support of Om, transcended the waking, transcended the dream, allowed the Om to come to the unmanifest, which is the deep sleep, purified the deep sleep of all lurking subconscious vasanas, desires, thoughts, impressions, and you have not forgotten. You have not gone to sleep. You are still awake. You are alert without doing anything. And you become available to yourself. You don't have to keep chanting the Om. But at that, once it comes to the Pashyanti, after that it is the journey is grace. This all is grace. But here little bit of more effort in gross speech, more effort. In subtle speech, less effort. In no speech, no effort. So from effort to effortlessness. And then going beyond effort and effortlessness is the para. This is the magic of Om. But for that you have to apply yourself every day. Brahmaika Akshara Arthyatam what is that? Shruti Shiro Vakya Samakarnyatam. And the last one, listen in depth the declaration of the Upanishads. So in depth means what? Get involved in it. A doctor, when he studies medicine, he is not just reading superficially. If he is reading superficially, then he has to keep referring the books again and again and again and again. There is no end to it. But if he is totally involved, that knowledge becomes one with him, isn't it? He knows the anatomy, he knows the physiology of every of what is written, what are the symptoms and what are the solutions. Everything becomes it. A lawyer does the same thing. He studies the law books and he takes the essence of the books and becomes one with it, isn't it? Whatever the law is, how to use it so to get the desired result, how to use the knowledge of medicine to bring about healing. Purpose is not study, purpose is healing. Purpose is not law, purpose is to win the case. Similarly, when we study the scriptures, what is our purpose? Is it to just collect information, or while we are exposing ourselves to the scriptures, our goal is liberation? See? So with this, the second verse concludes and it says, Sangha satsu vidhiyatam bhagavato bhaktir dridhadhiyatam shantyadi parichiyatam dridhataram karmashu santyajyatam sadvidvanupasrupyatam pratidinam tatpaduka sevyatam ब्रह्मैकाक्षरमर्थ्यतां श्रुतिशिरो वाक्यं समाकर्ण्यताम् वाक्यं समाकर्ण्यताम्. All the teachings in Upanishads again and again bring you to realize Tattvamasi, you are that. Not therefore, all those different words that are used are only to bring you to this point of realization that whatever we are talking about, that reality, you are that. Tattvamasi. If that is not kept, that goal is not kept crystal clear in the background, then all studies will be of no use. And therefore, start enjoying studying scriptures, indulging in scriptures, contemplating on the thoughts presented in the scriptures. Allow the scriptures to wash you completely inside and out. Only they can do it. And they can do that only when your attention, you interact with the scriptures without forgetting the goal that you are interacting with them for. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.